So glad you're with us for a little SEC prime time overtime with it all on the line for number 5 Mizzou. Alongside Matt Millen and Maria Taylor, I'm Joe Tessitore, and this is moments ago on the sideline. That is LaDamian Washington, the emotional leader of Missouri. He's taken on a big leadership role this year. He was forged himself by a tough family backstory, raised by a single mom who passed away of a heart attack when he was in high school. He had to instantly grow up as the head of his household, and tonight he had the play of the game for Mizzou, a 96-yard touchdown reception.
The offense, defense, we're in the field, losing a bit remaining option. This is the only time we'll flip the coin. We have to go to the second overtime period. We just alternate choices, okay? Again, you're the business.
Connor Shaw talking over the options with Ken Williamson. And you know it, folks, by now, the overtime rules. You want the last at-bat. You want to know what you got to do. Match play it is. As the overtime records for these two programs, Carolina's never won an overtime game. Mike Davis, he had a tough first half with a couple fumbles lost, one down at the goal line. But he was a part of that bounce back there in that last drive in the fourth quarter. A few screen passes, he turned upfield, moved the sticks for the head ball coach, who's trying to knock Missouri from that pedestal of the unbeatens. Gary Pinkles had such a special year, and this has been such a tough week in the passing of his mentor, College Football Hall of Fame coach Don James, with all the success he had in Washington, and Pinkle was his offensive coordinator there. Tomorrow morning, Pinkle's going to get on a plane, fly out to Seattle, and speak at the services. But for now, he's looking for just one last moment of inspiration and good luck. Fresno State and San Diego State will be starting on ESPN News, and then we'll get to it after we're done here at Faurot Field at Memorial Stadium. Overtime it is, with Missouri, unbeaten Missouri on offense first. Empty set for Matty Mauck, the redshirt freshman quarterback.
Quarterback draw, nice call.
Design run, blockers in front, really good call as Mauck has a first down near the 13-yard line.
Smart call by Josh Henson, offensive coordinator for Mizzou. Spread them out. They tried to get Clowney to define himself up the field, which he did. He tucked underneath it.
Murphy now joins Mauck in the backfield on first down.
Showing blitz.
Pump fakes, runs again, and he was upended that time. That was Williams who went low on Matty Mauck.
Things happen in the red zone a lot faster. Your angles change for a quarterback. I think right now for Mauck, it's really difficult to see down here. You have to be really accurate with your throws. If I'm South Carolina and I'm Lorenzo Ward, I tighten my coverage, make the windows even tighter.
2nd and 7. Marcus Murphy, he scored here before, and he is forced out short of the goal line. That was Victor Hampton coming in. But it'll be 1st and goal, Mizzou.
They got that edge. There was a heck of a block over there. I couldn't see quite who it was, if it was the tight end or not. But you're 1st and goal inside.
It was similar to the play he scored on earlier. Here's Murphy again. And easily on the edge. And Mizzou does their job in the first overtime, as South Carolina will have to match. season continues. Only took 4 plays, and Murphy caps it with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
It's well done by Britt. Justin Britt on the outside, Max Copeland on the outside. They secured that whole side.
Baggett does a good job of lifting it up and in. So Steve Spurrier.
There's Green Beckham. Look at Britt, 68 right there. Copeland, the inside. Just that little bit allows him to get to the outside. That's not a good job defensively. You got to know, you're Marquise Roberts. You have to hold the edge. You can't give it up.
What a comeback it was for South Carolina. Remember, they trailed 17-0 to start the 4th quarter. Connor Shaw came into the game. He found Bruce Ellington. That made it 17-7. Then Elliott Fry, the true freshman, cut it to a touchdown. Then in the final moments, just 42 seconds to play, it was Nick Jones and the head ball coach. Boy, he made the right choice, didn't he? But now, one more time, Shaw has to step up and deliver. And that was a relief there, those 4 plays to score in the first overtime for Missouri. In that 4th quarter, they only had 38 yards to South Carolina's 168 total yards. So here's Shaw, injured a week ago against Tennessee, sitting on the bench for 3 quarters tonight, and called into action to be the hero. South Carolina has to have 7 to force a 2nd overtime. And that's a good start with Bruce Ellington.
Great job by Shaw. Outstanding patience. He wasn't looking to run. He was looking to draw the defense and spread that coverage, which is exactly what he did.
1st and goal. Malk looks on. Will he need to go back on?
They're messed up on the top of coverage.
They got trips to the top.
See him talking
and Missouri's still talking it over.
Yeah, that's not good.
See if Shaw looks that way. Design quarterback run. And he is chased down by Michael Sam, the guy who may be having the best year of any defensive end in all college football.
Again, it's an inside move by Sam. He takes a hard inside move. Watch him. This is a stunt. He just follows all the way through. The real key is by the tackle. He takes the block away. Sam comes clean, and it sets up this big 2nd down and goal.
Look at the night by Sam. Came in leading the nation in sacks as well. 2nd and goal. Lofts that away. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line.
Good coverage. They contained him inside. So now if you're South Carolina, you want to use the feet a little bit of Shaw, and you want to try to get to the middle of the field. That's where they had their success test. And so defensively, you have to think the same thing. I have to get a defender down the deep middle. They're playing a cover 2 zone down here. You have to get it to 4th down.
3rd and goal. South Carolina has to have 7 to push it to a 2nd overtime. Shaw with time to the end zone. Going up for it, but incomplete to Nick Jones as he was covered by Randy Ponder. And here comes the ball game.
All those plays that happened prior to this mean nothing. If you're going to make a play, now's the down to do it.
Will the dream season continue for Mizzou? Picked to finish 6th in their own division. They're 5th in the country. Undefeated for now. 4th and goal from the 15. Here it is, folks. They did it! Bruce Ellington, they're an extra point away. Can you believe this? Connor Shaw with a little magic.
That is a fantastic job by Shaw and a great route run in the concept. Outside receiver goes inside, inside receiver just goes back to the outside. All you're trying to do is gain leverage on the defender, and he does just that. Great job of protection. You come from inside out. Ellington beat the inside receiver, and here's the extra point.
And Elliott Fry, the true freshman, the walk-on who earned a starting job just this summer, sends us to a second overtime. Bruce Ellington's second big fourth down reception tonight. This one extends the game. Amazing effort by Connor Shaw here to come in off the bench and throw 3 touchdown passes. That one on 4th and goal, backed up to the 15-yard line. So they change ends of the field. And now South Carolina on offense first. Here's Shaw. And threw it low at Ellington's feet.
One of the keys on the touchdown pass to Ellington also was they knew exactly where Michael Sam was. And so they did a nice job of chipping him. And the back made sure he did not get any kind of a rush and secured that edge.
Been an emotional week for Gary Pinkel. Now being pushed here in our second overtime. 2nd and 10. Shaw. He's looking at Davis out of the backfield, and Davis juggled the ball for a moment and then was wrapped up that time by Brantley and Randy Ponder. And you can see Davis is slowly trying to just crawl his way over to his bench that time. He is in a lot of pain as the medical staff is tending to him. And the officials are holding up the game as they deal with Mike Davis, who's had a difficult night. Oh man, that is hard to see.
Yeah, it is.
We apologize for the graphic nature of that replay, but Mike Davis, seriously, a serious injury there.
It just looks really uncomfortable.
That was unbelievable scene. Thank goodness he's up on his feet. So hard to see these young men suffer at times the way they do, but good to see him up on his feet.
It's a great hustle play by Harold Brantley, number 90, from the inside out. Another good young defensive lineman for this Missouri Tiger defense. Sets up the big 3rd down. Keep in mind, the kicker for South Carolina is a young one. The kicker for Missouri has a little experience.
3rd down and 7. Here's Shaw now on 3rd and 7. And he threw it behind Rory Anderson.
Which is where they wanted to get to, Tess. We've been talking about that. The whole 4th quarter and into this overtime, these overtime periods, the middle of the field is what they were exploiting. Shaw tried to get there one more time, but missed. Throw it behind Anderson. Sets up this field goal attempt of 40 yards.
Pressure moment for the young man. This attempt from 40, he missed earlier tonight from 40. He puts it right through.
Good for him.
So Missouri knows what their task at hand is. The first lead of the game for South Carolina.
Remember, in the first overtime, Missouri decided to run the ball. And where did they run it? Right at Jadeveon Clowney. He ran a quarterback draw up inside, and then 2 consecutive runs by Josie on the left side, was able to get the 6.
Jadeveon Clowney. Big moment for the big man. Second overtime. The All-America, the guy who finished 6th in the Heisman, he set the school record with 13 sacks a year ago and took a little criticism earlier this season. Well, now's the time. And back to the ground is Marcus Murphy. Look at him weave his way inside the 10.
Where'd he run the ball, Tess? Right at Clowney. Went right at it. Marcus Murphy used that great quickness and vision, and they got some good blocks on the left side. That's Justin Britton. Copeland over there sets up 1st and goal.
Touchdown wins it for Mizzou. They always have the safety net of tying the game, but here's 1st and goal with eyes on the prize. Murphy again. This time, nothing to be found with Chaz Sutton riding him down.
Lorenzo Ward is rolling the dice a little bit, the defensive coordinator for South Carolina. That time he dropped his safety down, and he came with more pressure off the edge.
They come this way, just go that way.
A couple weeks ago, Matty Mock, the quarterback, was watching James Franklin have a great year as a starter. And now just the 2nd start for the redshirt freshman.
Here comes pressure again.
Let's see if they bring it. They do. 2nd and goal. Mock looking to extend the play, and he's got to throw it away. It'll be 3rd and goals. It was Chaz Sutton getting after Matty Mock.
You know, there was no receiver there, Tess. He threw that thing at or beyond the line of scrimmage is the rule. He was outside the pocket, and that's why they allow it.
Not much has been asked of Mock with that lead he was sitting on. Only 4 completions in the second half and overtime.
Quarterback draw here.
3rd and goal. Mock pressured, comes to the near side, tucking, running, and scooting out. So it'll be 4th down. And they will try to tie up this game with Andrew Baggett, the sophomore. He's been in pressure situations before. He had the game winner in 4 overtimes at Tennessee last year. This attempt from only 24 yards out to send us to a 3rd overtime. Oh, no!
Oh, yes! He missed it. If you're a South Carolina fan, game over.
I think laces again served up to Baggett. It is off the post, and it is off the rails for the dream season for Mizzou. Baggett off the goalpost in a dramatic comeback for South Carolina. They trailed 17-zip and roared back for the upset. Baggett from 24 yards. And watch the hold with Webb. Laces right into the shoe. When they see those laces, they just get that little moment. And that foot wraps around and cups and spoons it right at that part of the ball. And the head ball coach, is he loving that? South Carolina pulls it off in an overtime thriller. And for Gary Pinkel, denied 8-0. Let's go down to the field. Maria is standing by with Steve Spurrier.
Coach, saw your face as that ball bounced off the uprights. How would you describe the ending of this ball game?
Well, we stuck it up just about the whole ball game, and in the 4th quarter, I guess we tied it up and got into overtime somehow. So anyway, good luck to you guys. And I guess it's meant to be. I believe the good Lord was smiling on the Gamecocks. But we didn't play very well, but Connor Shaw brought us back. Guys made some catches. I don't know how it happened.
Well, 17 fourth quarter points, how it happened. What made you choose to put Connor Shaw into the game?
We had to put him in. Dylan was a little overthrowing, but Connor said he could play, so we had to go with him.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, man.
Connor Shaw came into the game, 6:46 in the third. Nothing was going right. And all of a sudden, he produces 27 points. And Missouri is going to drop like a rock. They got all the way up to number 5. And then in the second overtime, Baggett off the upright. Stay tuned for ESPN College Football Finale, Fresno State, San Diego State. For Matt Millen and Maria Taylor and the entire crew, I'm Joe Tessitore. A fun one here, but the dream season stumbles for Mizzou.